Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the beginning of the season, week one. We are full goes, full sends, and
Good.
we have a show in store for you guys today. We got some guests coming on, and then we'll just get right to it. No monkey business, Matt? All right, let's get started,
Okay.
Josh.
Welcome to Warren 2009 Fantasy Football, the show.
Week one, man.
Cheers,
Okay.
man. We're there.
Week one. Here we are.
We are here.
Week
We
one
are on
shrouded. What's up?
We are on fantasy football's bosom, dude. We are on
Suckling at
top. We are
that.
marching into town.
Oh my God, it's tomorrow. Or by the
It's
time people see
tomorrow.
this. By the time people see this
It's
video, it's
today.
today. Yeah,
It's
how about that?
today.
Oh my God. Football's back. We're we're ready. We are shredded in a completely giant pool of doubt about all these players. We have no idea
We know
what
nothing,
we know nothing. I mean, we know
but
of these players, we
but
know these
trust
names,
us.
but
We know
trust
everything.
us, we know it all. So let's get right into it. Yeah, today we're gonna have, like you said, a couple of guest stars, and we'll actually start with that. Oh God, right now we have a new segment that we're gonna be starting here as well. New segment here. But first, we just had a draft.
That's right.
We all had a whole lot of fun. We were, like you said, monkey business left and right. But we never,
Bananas. It was bananas.
it was absolutely bananas. Bananas. But we never got the official, what do we want to call this here? The official analysis, the official breakdown from the one, the only Scott Dale. I've been waiting for this. He says he wants it to be on the video call. Dude, I'm
So we
ready.
said, come on, man. Bring
Let's
it on.
go. This is why we have the show. This is it. This is
Bring
it
it on
right
the line. Let's go.
here. So we're giving him a call here. He should be popping on here in just a little bit. Hold on. There he is. Sydney
Hello.
Scott.
Am I a little late? A little early?
You're right on time,
You're
man.
right on time, man.
Right on time. Looks like you trimmed up the beard a little bit too.
Yeah, had a nice little Skype interview the other day, so had to take it down.
No more lumberjack style. That's fair.
Exactly. It was gut punching.
It was gut punching. I mean, is it as gut punching as maybe Lyjack's team at the end of that draft?
Oh,
Well done. Well done.
Hey, ho ho ho, man. Yeah.
Two,
So Dale,
two
thanks for
quarterback lie jack, man.
two quarterback Lyjack. I appreciate it, man. You want to give us a nice little breakdown, man? Year after year, you give us a nice post draft analysis. We'd
yeah.
love to
So
hear what you think.
on the front end, I'll apologize for not getting a good write up out this weekend. Just kind of got away from me, but there's definitely an interesting draft with no preseason games.
Yeah.
Really not being able to see anything or hearing anything from camps. Obviously, you got COVID still. You won't be having fans at a lot of games. I mean, it's going to be a very different season this year, and it's a little tougher to evaluate the draft. But I mean, there was definitely some areas where I just sat to myself and said, "What was this individual thinking when they made this selection?" And I'll start with number one, and that'd be Chet taking Cortland Sutton. Don't get me wrong, I really like what Drew Lock did in year one. Denver and John Elway added some explosive young receivers this offseason. and they added a couple running backs as well to really beef up that offense to try and keep up with Kansas City.
Too bad for their defense.
Exactly. But
Von
hey,
Miller.
receivers get points, so I get Chet's thought process there. But I got to think. I mean, he could have had James Conner, Jonathan Taylor.
Oh my gosh, that's the reason I got James Conner.
A couple other really good running backs in that slot for a team that doesn't have really a strong running back outside of CMC.
Receiversonly.com. Yeah, I gotcha.
Exactly. So when he's got six quality receivers, kind of a reach there for Sutton when you really need to fill in your backfield. Plus, Drew Lock's entering that sophomore season, and we've all seen the sophomore slumps. So that could come back to really backfire. And that was my first thought of what were you thinking during the draft.
It's fair.
Second, with Robbie Heiser drafting a receiver from the Jets.
Just a receiver from the Jets.
I get Crowder's got some talent. He's pretty athletic. He slots as their number one, but he's on the Jets.
He's a Jets receiver.
A Jets receiver, there's only about one or two teams that is in a worse situation for a receiver right now.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you could have had Julian Edelman 4 picks later, who is an honorable mention for a steal of the draft for Chet, because I do think with having Noodle Arm Newton there as his quarterback, he'll be catching a lot of checkdowns, and with the PPR, he'll get 5 points a week just from catches.
I agree.
And
I'm not sold on that so much, but yeah.
You opened with it, Jack.
Jack.
5 days later, 6 days later, I still don't know what you were thinking with your draft. A lot of questionable head scratching moves. Love Shark, but there's better receivers out there. Taking Kareem Hunt, who's a backup, when there's starting running backs out there. And then the most mind-baffling of all, taking Tyrod Taylor, backup quarterback, who is going to go undrafted.
In the 11th.
In the 11th.
Hey, he's a sleeper.
Very early, and just mind-baffling. I mean,
that's what made it so incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you got some insider knowledge there with your picks, but I mean, you're my contender for the top. What were you thinking in this year's fantasy football draft?
Well done.
Briefly mentioned a few that honorable mention for Chet with the steal with Edelman, but there was some individuals that found some gems in the rough, I would say. First one up is Danny, taking Hayden Hurst in the 8th round. I think he's going to have an explosive year down in Atlanta. I mean, he had a pretty good year when he was up in Baltimore as the number 2 tight end on a team that ran the ball 65-70% of the time. Right. Now you're going down with Matty Ice, stealing him in the 8th round right before someone had to then pivot and take Rob Gronkowski.
Who was that?
Unfortunately, that was me.
That was you.
Because I was in Hayden Hurst with that pick. And just adds salt to the wounds there.
Okay.
Don't say this often, but I thought Eric taking a quarterback in the 8th round with Drew Brees is going to be a steal at the end of the year. I think he's going to finish 5th or 6th best quarterback, and for him to be about the 7th one taken off the board, I think that's a steal.
Swan song.
Got him late. I think it's a good play. And then got to give it up to one of our hosts tonight, Louie.
Oh.
The 3 rookie wide receivers, if even just one pan out, it's a steal because you took them all late. You had your team built. All you need is one of those guys to pan out, and
just golden. Yeah.
But rookie receivers, you never know. You never know.
They could hit, they could not. But I like you said, 3 of them, the odds are in your favor. That's pretty.
I know, right? I figured.
pretty solid.
Exactly, and especially when you were speaking of taking Justin Jefferson too to add a fourth rookie receiver to that lineup.
I was like, he might come back, and then you took the next, and I was like, never mind.
So I think there's definitely some steals out there. Obviously, we'll find a few more here in the coming weeks as players start to get injured, as individuals test positive for COVID, plethora of reasons. But the waiver wire is going to be pretty active, I think, coming out of the gates. I think there's going to be some trades early on as well to help balance out some teams that want receiver or running back heavy. So I mean, it was a very balanced draft outside of one individual who, again, what were they thinking? But yeah, I mean, it was a good time. Louis, thanks for hosting.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Breaking down the rankings, it was tougher this year because it was so balanced. I kind of broke it off into tiers, and I think this group in tier 1, all 3 are safe to make the playoffs. God forbid injuries.
Interesting.
Everyone's got question marks, especially Danny with David Johnson. But my tier 1s go to Ranicky, Danny, and Louis. I think you guys have strong teams. I think all 3 of you guys will make the playoffs. And it should be a fun season for you 3. Tier 2 and 3, I don't think there's much separation between these 2 groups. I mean, again, very balanced, very, very strategic draft by a lot of individuals. But my tier 2 goes to Eric, Robbie, and Josh. I thought each of you 3 had a good draft. You're very top heavy, but lack some depth that I think will come back to put you borderline fighting for a playoff spot with the 3 teams I got in tier 3, which includes myself, Chet, and Matt. I think we're more balanced, but we're not quite as top heavy outside of Chet with CMC. But besides that, it's going to be tough for him to find points elsewhere in some weeks. And then tier 4, who should just get ready to miss the playoffs, Scott Wagner.
Dude, Mahomes is going to have some great games where he's just going to get saved or something.
Yeah. He'll be on his bench while he's playing Tyrod Taylor. Oh man, I appreciate it, man. That's great. Tier 4. We're gonna just call tier 4 from now on the Lyjack tier.
Tier 4.
Hopefully nobody, with all these injuries and COVID.
I love that. Tier 4 is just last. That was so tier 4, man.
It was so tier 4. Sweet deal, man. Also, yeah, we wanted to try out the new segment with you. Do you wanna break it down for us, my man?
Yeah. So obviously, Illinois has passed a law allowing legalized sports gambling.
Hey.
And I've been gambling for a few years now through different means, but want to give you guys some hot takes for this week, as there were some lines that just really stood out to me that could help you throughout the pursuit of the season try and make back your $100 when you don't win the championship this year.
There you go.
And it will give you just a little bit more incentive to watch a few games and get you engaged. But the first one I had, Atlanta, Seattle. Seattle's on the road down in where the Dirty Birds play. Seattle's giving Atlanta 2 points at minus 115. So that means if you bet $115, you win 100. I love Seattle with the points. I'd bet Seattle. I think they win by more than 2, unless Pete Carroll just this week announced that he may bring in backup players to kind of replicate preseason games.
I kind of need a big game out of them.
You could get backdoored there, but I don't think Pete Carroll puts himself in a position to lose, and I don't see Seattle or Atlanta losing by 1 or 2 points. I think they lose by at least a field goal.
I could see that.
Okay.
Next game up, I got Jets Bills.
Oh
This was
boy.
one. You
Bills.
got division
Yes.
rivals. You got a Bills team that is coming into the season with expectations, and we saw what happened to the Browns last year with expectations.
True.
You got a young Jets team. You got a quarterback in year two.
Mhm.
You hopefully got a Le'Veon Bell who's going to be more productive this year. But
Fingers
that Bills
crossed.
defense is so good. I
Yeah.
got to take them at -6.5. Again at that -115.
Oof.
It's tough, but that Bills D, I just don't think lets up the points. I also think the over/under is worth considering there, as the last couple games have been very low scoring. That's set
Yeah.
at 39.5. I would take that. If it drops to 39, I wouldn't touch it. But at 39.5, I like that a lot.
Okay.
And likewise, if the Bills move up to -7, -7.5, I wouldn't touch that game. But at
Fair.
-6.5, I think they can cover a touchdown.
Okay.
Next up is some divisional rivals of the Bears. Got Packers Vikings. Packers are getting 2.5 points at -110. So if you bet 110,
Interesting.
you win 100. Again,
Okay.
Packers have won the last two games when the Vikings were fighting for playoff contention at the end of last year.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out with something to prove, and I like them getting 2.5 points. Because even if they lose in a 17-16 game, you still win the bet. So, I mean, I'm going to be putting some money on Green Bay to cover. Definitely think it's a safe bet. Next game I had lined up was Indy at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's getting 8 points. And again, another divisional game, start the season off. Jacksonville's young. A lot of turmoil this offseason, but getting 8 points in the NFL, especially week one coming out of COVID, I think is a pretty safe bet, especially at -110. I wouldn't be as confident in that one. I'd maybe throw a 20-25 on that to win closer. If you bet 25, you win 22.50. I mean, Jacksonville's covered for the last 5 games, and they've won 3 of the last 5. So it's a good bet. Just not
Pretty
as
solid.
confident as some of the others. And then we'll give Chicago Detroit a little look-ski because I think we'll all be watching that game this weekend.
Yeah.
Chicago on the road getting 3 points, I think, is huge because basically that's a home field advantage with no home field. That's at -120, so you got to bet a little bit more to win some
win
money.
that.
With them getting points, I think you got to take it. Bears have won the last 4. And even if they lose by the last second field goal, as long as it's 3 or less, you push or win. So I think it's a solid bet. I'll probably throw 40 or 50 on that one to
You got
make there.
you got a lot of faith in our Bears
Gosh,
there.
I feel like I leaned the other way
Bears.
with your last 3 assessments. I feel like I was leaning the other way.
You like Indy at -8?
Yeah.
You got new quarterback in Phillip Rivers. You got a rookie running back. You still don't really have a solid number 2.
I just think because they're playing Jacksonville, I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I could see that, but I mean, Dale was saying, they're a pretty young squad. They got it in them. They were figuring out the pieces at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, when I saw the stat line, I was like, totally Indy on that one. I think so.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because I originally was thinking that same way, but really breaking it down today, looking at that matchup, seeing that even though Jacksonville was eliminated last year, the Colts were fighting for a playoff spot. It was still like a 3-point game.
Okay.
So just 8 points is a lot, especially coming out of COVID. I just don't know how these teams are going to click. I watched some college football last weekend. Scores were down. Chemistry was down.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like that's why I think it's going to. I think teams that have had. I think you're going to see the offenses perform way better than the defenses to start. I think it's just how it's going to be. So I could see high scoring games, and if any defense clicks, or if there's, any disadvantage, then I think we're going to see blowouts. I mean, that there could be close games, but I think it's going to be a lot of high scoring.
Yeah. And that was the only game looking at all the over-unders that I would touch the under on was the Jets-Bills, just because of that Bills defense. They're not really a high-powered offense. We'll see what Stephon Diggs adds to them.
Sure.
But 39.5, that's a lot of points in those games when they're averaging about 27 to 30 between the two teams over the last three.
Yeah, they were very strategic last year, but never really scored too many high points, though. I agree with that one.
The jugular and that kill shot to finish the team off. They just try to run the clock down and then let their defense go back out if they needed to.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with almost all of those. I think the last one I'm also not confident in.
The Bears one?
The Bears in Detroit. I don't know, man.
Yeah, something tells me Matt Stafford is just going to
I don't know.
Freaking swinging home runs.
I think they have the pieces ready, and I don't know what it is about him, but AP always seems to tear us apart, no matter what team he's on. And it's just not fair. But that's just maybe he's finally hit that wall.
That is a backfield I am so glad I am not a part of. That is so confusing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Kind of regretting taking DeAndre Swift now. Told you I don't like drafting Georgia running backs, and this just adds another nail to that column. Right?
I feel like I was more high on Kerryon than Swift, and then I didn't want Kerryon, and I was like, so that means I don't want Swift.
It's about right. Yeah, it's a tough backfield back there, but you're getting that out of a lot of teams this year. It's going to
be this share the load mentality, especially early season. I don't know if we touched on potentially seeing those backups go in more frequently or something.
We probably will. We probably will. But for now, Dale, much appreciated, man.
Thanks for having me. Just remember, don't gamble if you're not willing to lose the money.
We'll put a hotline down below.
Suited in college lines than the NFL. But definitely, you got to be willing to lose it to win it.
Yeah, if you're looking for a little bit of fun and a way to earn a little extra money, we'll have you pop in every now and then. We'll make this back in no time. Appreciate it, man.
Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. You too.
How do I hang up again?
There's like a red button. Probably a red phone.
Here. Hit that red button.
There's no red button.
Disconnect. Leave.
Wait. Touch the screen and then hit the button. Wait. Is that it?
Oh, there we
go. Bye.
Peace out, bro. All right.
Well, did we just switch sides?
Are we over here now?
Do we just?
Or are you over here? I feel like I was up here before, and now you're over here. I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe I was down.
I don't know. I honestly don't know when this starts recording what side I'm gonna end up on.
I know. That's why I was like, I think Skype cycles you onto different sides after someone exits the call.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, I'm not gonna question it. It's a free service, so I'll take it. Cool. Yeah, guys, that's the draft analysis. We got a tier 4 this year. That's so exciting.
I like the tier idea. That was interesting because you do sort of see that as the season goes on, where it's like, oh my God, I have to play this person this week, and then you're like, oh, the next person I got, and you're kind of like envisioning where they're at.
Yeah. After watching them throughout the season, you kind of get a better understanding exactly of what tier they will be in. Are you going to have an easier week, or are you going to have a week where you should?
Yeah, but
this is not even going to look at your
phone. Drafted. Our teams are going to be so different by the end of the season. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild season, but I think it'll be good. It'll be good. Well, sounds good. We'll keep the show moving along here. We have a list of top guys, and I did mine a little bit wrong, so we're just going to go off of Louis' list, right? We got a couple of favorites to name throughout the week one here.
Hmm.
A couple of favorite quarterbacks that we like this week, running backs, wide, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Hmm.
Um, we're gonna start off with a few numbers here. We're gonna whittle down this number throughout the season so we get this at an appropriate length. But I mean, Louis, you want to kick us off with your top quarterbacks for week one?
Yeah, so we'll get it started. I don't know if I should go from the top to the bottom or bottom to top.
Let's go from the bottom to the top.
All right, so
Let's go from
bottom
the
to
top.
the top. So I did top 8 for quarterbacks.
Okay.
Um, the first one I got on my list. I know he doesn't have all his weapons right now, but
Mhm.
he does have George Kittle. It is at home against Arizona. Not that I don't think being at home matters at all right now because it's fanless, but I got Jimmy G as top 8 potential for
Oh,
this week. He made it into my top spot or my top 8. In
okay.
my 8. My space 8, my top 8.
Okay.
Um, in the 7th spot, I got Dak Prescott at the
Yep.
Rams. I think he's just got a lot of weapons. That offense, I think, is just going to be so high powered. Um, and I believe he got paid. Didn't he get a new contract?
I think he got franchise tagged.
So
So
we'll see, I
we'll
guess.
see.
I thought it came out that he got some sort of extension or something. And then there's Deshaun Watson. I know he got paid
Yes, he did.
Thursday night at Kansas City. I'm just expecting just a lot of scoring. He's got Fuller, Randall
Yep.
Cobb, I believe, David Johnson.
Okay.
If he's back and healthy and can catch some screen balls, then and he's
That's
got
good.
legs.
Yep.
In the 5th spot, I think this is pretty high for him on this list.
Mhm.
Derek Carr at Carolina.
Okay.
Um, he's got the Walrus. He's got Ruggs, who I think is going to be a great rookie wide receiver.
Okay.
Um, and Josh Jacobs, I see being more utilized in the passing game as well. So I think he's got 4 guys that he's just going to be able to chew up on Carolina with for real.
I
Uh,
agree.
4th this week, I do have Drew Brees
Okay.
uh, against Tom Brady at Tampa.
Yep.
At home against Tom Brady. I think he's just going to light them up. In
I
3rd,
agree.
I got my own Russell Wilson at Atlanta.
Yep.
Um, I think the Seahawks are just going to come out blasting Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to score, but I think the Seahawks are just going to
I
move
think.
fast because that they had almost the same like core on their offense from last year. Um, and we know
Yep.
that Lockett and Wilson have been together for quite some time, so I think it's just going to be a who's most
And
out, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. I think it's going to be
yeah, and
uh,
DK Metcalf in there as well.
DK, Calvin Ridley, sure.
Yeah.
In the 2nd spot, I got Lamar Jackson at home against Cleveland, and then top Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 I agree with you, man. Tell you what, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna switch it up on you on the fly. You want to do top five from here on?
Yeah, because these lists are long, so I'll go top 5
Yeah.
running backs next.
Yeah. We'll move on to top five running backs. I agree with all of your quarterbacks. It is Jimmy G being there. That's
Yeah, just got a good feeling about him.
I agree. I think Kittle is going to go nuts no matter what the rest of the
Yeah,
team
I
does.
think Kittle's good for like 200 this week, so it's like
Yeah, for real.
that's 200 yards for Jimmy as well. So I could see it going. So running backs, we got Alvin Kamara starting up at 5. Then we got Dalvin Cook at Green
Okay.
Bay. I think he's just going to light that up.
I
Or
agree.
at home, but against Green Bay. Then Saquon, Zeke,
Okay.
and then CMC.
Okay. All right.
I guess
Yeah. If you don't.
some notables there, I'll just mention real quick. Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, and my risky business one is CHE having a
Yeah.
similar game to Kareem Hunt's rookie year.
Oh man, if only. I remember
First
that
game
night.
of the year on
Ooh,
prime time. Who knows?
3 touchdowns. Amazing. It would be so nice, but hey, man, a man can dream. All right, wide receivers. What do you
All
got
right,
for
wide
top 5?
receivers. Top 5 starts with Chris Godwin.
Hey, all right.
Then we
Try.
got Julio Jones.
Oh, oh, oh!
Dude,
Thanks,
welcome to the
Lou.
Julio
Wow,
Jones owner club.
this is crazy.
uh,
I mean, I still don't know what to expect from him, but thanks, man. Thanks. All right.
Tyreek Hill, Michael Thomas. I
Yeah.
think I'm just going to do a couple of notables. DeAndre Hopkins and young Kyler Murray, I think, are just going to light it up because Kyler just has to throw it near him, and Nuke will.
Well, Nuke does Nuke things. Yeah, he does crazy
So,
things. I think it might take him a couple of games. I'm not sure about this week. That I'll differ on you on that one because I think it's going to take a little while for the connection to be made. There really hasn't been pregame or anything,
mhm. And then
preseason games.
I'll
Yeah.
give my very last pick, and that was I only did top 12, and that was Juju Smith-Schuster with Big Ben being back. I could see him ripping.
Yeah, I could see it too.
And then we'll go to
All right.
tight ends. We'll do top 5 there. We got Zach Ertz coming in number 5, Darren Waller, Mark
Ah,
Andrews, Travis Kelce, and then George Kittle.
okay.
And my super sleeper pick on that one, if anyone is desperate for a tight end, it is Mr. Eric Ebron.
I agree. Ebron is, I mean, he's a red zone monster, so I totally agree with it.
At
It's a good week.
Pittsburgh, Juju's not really the red zone type, and Eric
No.
Ebron is there.
Oh yeah.
I could see him being like a top waiver pickup that everyone's going to be talking about after week 1. So,
He's about the same size as Big Ben, right? So they could just like lob the ball over each other.
yeah.
Monkey in the middle type. Yeah, I
So
got
that
you.
was the one I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump right into kickers. Top 3 here only. We got Jake Elliott at
Okay.
Washington. I don't think Philly's gonna score many touchdowns, so I think Elliott's gonna get a lot of field goal attempts.
Okay. That's fair. I can see it.
Next we got Matt Prater from
Hmm.
Detroit against Chicago. It's in a dome.
Yep.
It's at home. There was some beef with Prater lately. Bud Light, I think, said to Brian McManus or something, the Denver kicker, that if he breaks the current record for longest field goal, that the entire city of Denver or Colorado as a whole would get a free beer. And then Matt Prater chimed in and said, "Hey, Bud Light, what happens when I break my own record? What are you going to do for the city of Detroit?"
Yeah.
And they didn't respond. So Matt Prater's got a chip on his shoulder. He
Hmm.
is he's
He's
going to try
ready.
to get a deal with Bud Light or something. That'd be funny.
I didn't know about that. That's great.
Yeah. And then my top kicker of the week is going to go to Dan Bailey at home against Green Bay.
I can see it.
I just think it's going to be a sloppy game, and I think we're going to see a lot of kickers. I think it's going to be high scoring blowouts, and then just a lot of kickers.
I can see it. I mean, Packers and Minnesota, they're always just like neck and neck. Anyways, they don't really have blowout game. I mean, like blowout games. They hang with each other. I can see
Mhm.
it. Yeah, Dan Bailey. Okay. Top 3 defense. Do you have any of those?
Um, I got Pittsburgh at number 3 against the Giants.
Okay.
Danny Dimes just turns the ball over a whole bunch. So I see it as sort of easy target, if you
Okay.
will. Then I got Indy at Jacksonville. We touched on them earlier in the show. They're playing Jacksonville. I picked them up in all 3 of my leagues in the last round.
Yeah, that's
Or
fair.
close to it. And then top defense this week is going to Buffalo, playing the Jets.
Hey,
I just don't see you. Oh, do you got Buffalo?
I got Buffalo.
I had them to finish the season last year, and they were a good defense at the end of the year.
Pretty solid.
And I got them continuing that because I don't see a repeat from the Patriots. And it's tough to predict defenses at the
Yeah,
very
it's
beginning of the year because some defenses can just click all of a sudden. You're like, oh, okay.
yeah.
It was a good
Absolutely.
defense.
Yeah. It did take a while for the Bills defense to be like that. So, I mean, who knows? I like them week one for sure against the Jets, though. So I'll take it.
Yeah, anytime you play the Jets or Jacksonville, that was something I did a few years back. I was like, I forgot what I was like, whoever's playing Miami, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take that team each week. And
Doesn't even matter.
I just followed those teams around all year until it became too late and I had to stick with
It's
defense
that.
at the end of the year. But it was like, why not?
Yeah, why not, man?
They're
Like that's gonna
playing
be
Miami.
that was the Jets at the end of last year. It's the Jets to begin this year too.
Yeah.
Oh my, the Jets. Anyway, I like your top list there, man. I mean, some of these are pretty straightforward. Like you said, Mahomes, CMC. Like, how do you not put these guys right there?
Right.
So, all right. Well, after that, we do have the Quarter Pounder episodes coming back this season. We're gonna have fun with those periodically throughout the year. We gotta, just post draft, pre-week one power rankings. This is how we see the end of the season going. Dale had his tiers. We have just the straight up rankings where everybody's going to finish. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But I have Danny winning the league again at the end of this.
Well, I mean, how can you not pick him? Truthfully, I mean, he is
Yeah.
right there. He's predicted the most points throughout the entire year by Yahoo, which could be the number one thing that Yahoo got wrong this year. Has potential.
Yeah, they gave him the best draft overall. They got him the strongest power rankings as of right now.
Mhm.
Yahoo is all in on Danny.
All in on kicking butters.
There you go. All right, who do you got at number one, boss?
It's the same for me. Truthfully, I didn't change up much from what we were shown. It was I mean there was a couple of changes, but yeah, same for me. I think the top five are going to be all the same.
As matches Yahoo, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want to know the top five, what we got here matched up, we've got Danny first, we got Chet second. His receivers somehow carry him all the way.
Receiversonly.com. Check it out.
Receiversonly.com. Insane in the brain.
Nice name.
Thank you.
After the kicker.
After the kid. Like this guy. He's got this. He's the glue that holds my team together.
When were you going to take Tucker, or was that ever not in your plan?
It was. I had told Lyjack the 9th round, and I was going to hold true to that, but then I had the value of Deshaun Watson at that spot. I think ADP he was taking a round or two before that.
Yeah, I think it was like 7th round or something.
So I was like, how could I not? But on the wraparound, I was gonna snag Tucker again. Didn't happen. I saw the value of my quarterback, and I gave up. Tucker.
Yeah, you had to. Yeah.
That's okay though. It's all right.
All right. So after Insane in the Brain, we got the Electric Clyde.
Electric Clyde.
And then Prescott Sterling is right after that. I would actually probably switch Tucker's new home with Prescott Sterling. No, I wouldn't.
No, I have
That
Prescott Sterling edging it out there at spot number 5. Number 6, I have Tucker's new home. I think they are going to make the playoffs, and they're going to be just fine. Tucker's going back to the playoffs. Good man. Number 7, this is where things could get mixed up a little bit here. I got Not Enough Cooks. Going to be the first team ending down to the Sacco tournament. Then I have Bow Out for Burrow coming in at number 8.
Interesting. Okay, now you got it interesting.
Yeah, because I think Bow Out for Burrow, I think Dale's got a strong team relatively. I think he's going to hold off a lot of competitors throughout the season, but he's just not going to make it in the playoffs there. Yahoo has him, number 10? Right?
Has him number 10. I would switch 9 and 10.
That's fair. Yeah, I think I think about
Yeah.
stronger than they appear in Yahoo. Things Yahoo could get wrong.
These are just based off the numbers, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
They don't have favorites.
Like we were saying throughout this episode, it's been tough to
For
tell.
God's sake, we have Danny winning it again.
Yeah. And Hooper's Hampered I have coming in at number 9. And then I have Silver Cagelings going to be ending up in that cage at the beginning of next season.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry. See, this is the week 1 post-draft shit on video, I guess.
I guess so. Oh man, if Tyrod Taylor actually comes back and does something just amazing.
He could, man. Watching him in Hard Knocks, I think he's gonna have a good year.
I mean, didn't we say that in the past?
Well, no, I mean he's always been like a base tier 3, tier 2 quarterback. He's streamable. He's totally streamable. And
Apparently,
he gets you like a base 40 yards rushing, so base 10 points, or 10 points, 4 points, with the chance of like a rushing touchdown every single game. So, I mean, there's some sensibility to it, but in deeper leagues, not in a 10-man league, I don't think.
Yeah, apparently he's draftable, not just streamable. We found that out on Friday. Okay.
I was trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, it's for a draft.
I mean, listen, the dude did have some nice leg. Yeah, he ran really well with the ball when he scrambled. It's just, I don't know. I don't think he was fully there with the quarterback awareness, but I could be wrong. Maybe.
Yeah, his level of execution needs to be a lot better.
That's what I remember seeing, although I haven't seen him play in about a year now. So, that is our power rankers, or at least that's my power rankings. Do you have anything different you might want to add on that?
No.
No? Sounds good, man.
No, that was great. Well done.
Excellent. All right, so we'll move right along. We got the 1v1s. This is a game by game matchup here. This is where we said we're going to try to switch things up a little bit, because we did spend quite a bit of time last year on each matchup. So we're just going to start with a game. We'll each give our quick take on it, standout players, who do we think is going to win, and of course that'll tally into the pick'ems, which will start completely over this year. Or we can just continue from last year because we tied, so it doesn't matter. So
the ultimate champion.
The ultimate champion. Nobody. Because we tied. God, that was a rough way to start the draft, but it got better.
It was. It worked out though, I think.
It was okay.
The next day was not so much fun.
Yeah.
Not so fun.
Not so much fun. It was not fun. Not at all. But tell you what, let's jump into these games.
Away.
Hey! Never gets old, man. Poop jokes. Love
so
them.
many explosive feelings of hate.
I love how you're just peppering these with adjectives right now. Yeah. Hey. All right, bud. First matchup. What do we want to talk about here? Insane in the Brain versus Not Enough Cooks. So I'm just pulling the card.
Sure.
Put my game first. What do you think, man? What do you think? What do you think of this matchup? Who you got as some standout players?
Yeah, so this one is interesting to me. Drew Brees and Tyreek Hill. I love those two guys.
Yeah.
But I think Watson, Goodwin, Julio Jones is the top 3 matchup for me. Mark Andrews as well. So yeah, I got you winning this week.
Sweet. Yeah, I think like you were saying, Brees and Hill, they're just phenomenal players. I echo what Dale was saying earlier. I think he's going to be a top 5 quarterback at the end of the year.
Yeah, and if I might add, Allen Robinson and Nick Chubb just worry me. Well, any Bears player typically will worry me, so that's why I just have no trust right now in him.
Yeah.
And then Nick Chubb, I'm just worried about the time split with Kareem Hunt, but I'm sure he'll be fine. But
yeah, I drafted Chubb in another league. I'm a little worried myself, but he shows what he can do from time to time.
Hmm.
Uh, I think that Godwin and Kamara helped me out this week. I don't know. Kamara versus Tampa Bay. If he gets that deal before the weekend, I think he's going to play his heart out. And
Yeah, that's a
gonna have-
concern, but it sounds like they're, from everything I've read, they're moving in the right direction or something.
they're like this close from what I'm hearing. So it was a little nerve-wracking drafting him because I did not know at the time.
Yeah.
But things have progressed in the last like 6 days, so I'm all right with that. So yeah, I actually have myself winning this week too. We'll go ahead and me and you. I'm gonna pick me winning this week. It's not gonna be by much. I got myself by like 4 points, not too much.
Yeah, it's hard to give any buy this many. This is so weird because we haven't
Yeah.
even watched football yet.
Yeah, that's half of this. We have no idea what's going on.
I
And
feel like
neither
that's why the projections are just so high for everyone. They're like, yeah, they could have a good week. They could have a good week too.
that's pretty much what it is here. I mean, some of these are going to, like your game. Oh my goodness, we'll get to it. Spoilers. Your game is going to be really good, and I
That'd
like
be
it.
interesting.
All right, moving on to the next game. We've got Kickin' Buttkers versus Bow Out for Burrow. Now, I'll go ahead and start on this one here.
Yeah, go for it.
Listen, we've got Dak, we've got Zeke, we got the Cowboys. They're going up against the Rams. That's just, I think the Cowboys. I mean, they've always wanted it, but it just feels like the pieces are almost completely in place. And they're playing the Rams. The Rams defense has been hit or miss here or there the past year, 2 years.
Mhm.
So I think they're going to do just fine. And like you were saying with Kittle, it's pretty much the only thing out there. And last year, Arizona, if you wanted to play a tight end, you played it against Arizona. And that could very well continue again right here. I like Bow Out for Burrow. Jonathan Taylor, I'm so excited to see what he does in his debut. I think he's going to do okay. He's
He
great
worries
flex.
me just for playtime. I think he'll be great like week 2, week 3, but
And that's fair.
this week.
And I think he will be something great. I think it's going to start this week, but you could be right. It could take a couple of weeks. And then Dalvin Cook against Green Bay. I think, like you said, he's going to run all over Green Bay. I have the Buttkers winning this one by a pretty big margin here. I think they might pull out a lot of points.
Yeah, I would agree. It's so crazy to see Elliott and David Johnson on the same team. Like if this was 3 years ago, it'd be like, what? How did that happen in the draft?
Yeah, it's just incredible seeing some of these combinations. Like I have Kamara and Le'Veon Bell, and if you had those two like 2 years ago on the same team, you cheated. But times have changed, so
Yeah.
injuries change a lot of things, man.
Yeah, I also agree with your everything you said about this matchup. Yeah, Kittle against Gronk is just so interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I think
It's like that's like the biggest point deficit
Gronk
besides
is
kicker, besides not having a kicker. But that's like the biggest differential that
Gronk needs to
will
show.
probably decide the game if it comes down even close. But otherwise, yeah, kicking Buckers taking on the victory here for sure.
Yeah. I think Gronk still needs to prove himself too, but I mean he is right back in there with Tom Brady, so there's not a whole lot to relearn.
Yeah, that's the only thing that nobody's seen, so nobody freaking knows. Like
Mhm.
maybe Tom Brady still got it. I don't know. We know nothing.
We know nothing, man. I'm gonna move on. Hooper's Hamper versus Prescott Sterling's. Guys, you got to update your names. Oh
Yeah,
my
come on,
goodness.
be original about it.
Oh wow! I don't even want to talk about your game anymore. I'm done. You've angered me. Change your names. I'm just kidding. I'm moving on.
I thought you were saying that to me. I was like, I did change my name though.
what? No. I said it for this matchup
I
right
thought
here.
I did, man. Come on.
The electric slide. Yeah, let's go back. Hoopers and Prescotts. Jeez, you guys got some solid wide receivers. I like Thielen. I like Thomas in this matchup. Thielen is now the unquestioned number one. Thomas is Michael Thomas, who's just great. Derrick Henry, screw you, dude. And Saquon Barkley. I mean, this is a pretty, on paper, it seems pretty evenly matched up. We don't know what Hopkins is going to do or what Cooper
I
Kupp
do feel like it is more even than it seems.
than it seems. Yeah, I think honestly the dark horse here could be Gurley. He could just bounce right back and just be a superstar. I actually think that's going to happen here, and that's why.
Same thing for me with Hoskins, Boyd, Cooper Kupp. Those are my questions on Hooper Stanford.
With these games that we're talking about here, these matchups, we're just kind of going game by game really quick here. We don't have a whole lot in terms of bold predictions lined up game per game. But my bold prediction this week is that Hawkinson is going to go off.
You think so? I don't think so.
I think he's going to go off. Chicago was another team that just exposed. When exposed, it was the tight end position. So I think he's just going to go crazy. I don't know if they have worked on that in the offseason or not, but
I just hope he catches the ball because that was his big fall last year, just drop passes.
He was honestly really good the first couple of weeks last year, but
yeah, true.
But overall, even though Hawkinson goes off, I have Sterling's winning this game, and Matt's going to find it really hard to climb out of that cage right away.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, next on the list, Silver Cageling versus ReceiversOnly.com.
ReceiversOnly.com. I have it listed as URL. All right.
I think Yahoo's predictions got it right this week with the 99% to the 1%.
I think you might be right.
Devontae Adams and CMC, that is a very scary combo.
Yes.
Silver Cageling does have Mahomes and Kelsey paired up, but they're question marks at running back, dude, that I just can't get over. And then I think they need a defense as well. I don't see a defense on their list. So
yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here. To add to it, I like Waller. Waller's going to be great here this week, which gives this URL the advantage for me. I just think it's going to be awesome. CMC, Darren Waller. It's going to beat out the Chiefs there.
Yeah, his really only question mark is Tariq Cohen and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oof.
He's really trying to get those receivers to make up for lost ground there.
There's some depth. He's got some depth, so
yeah,
things will shake out.
Who you got winning that one?
The same person you got winning that one.
Oh, week one, we're having fun, but we have no idea what to expect, so we're just going off of old name value. That's just how it goes. And based off of old name value, I mean, these games pretty much come out solid, pretty even. I don't know what to tell you. So with that all on the books here, we've got one more thing we're moving on to. We've got a game of the week coming up here.
Of the week.
Game of the week. This game of the week is going to be sponsoring one of the, or it's just going to be featuring one of the league's most favorite kickers of all time, Justin Tucker's new home. There we go.
That was so funny when it happened.
Oh, nobody saw it coming. It was
It was the
great.
best. It was probably the loudest draft pick, aside
That
from
was-
Tyrod Taylor.
Agreed. Justin Tucker has a new home, and he is playing Electric Clad.
Who?
Electric Clad. Hello, good sir. You made it. Jeez. First game of the week.
It was
How do
the
you feel?
closest matchup. At one point, we were projected the exact same amount of points for like 24 hours, and now it looks like Robbie's team is trending. So
Yeah,
trending
I think
upwards.
it's trending upwards, and it happens. But even so, you guys are still like the closest projected. So it is working now. All right, sorry about that. I was experiencing technical difficulties myself. Okay, you got a lot on the line, my friend. Woo! There he is.
There he is.
Oh,
Your audio every time. Every time your audio.
your audio is no more. You can't hear us.
We cannot hear you at all.
We can't hear you. You can't hear us.
Every time.
Hold on, we're getting technical difficulties.
Can you hear us?
Oh,
Test
wow.
1, 2. Sibilance.
Testing.
What up?
Testing.
Sibilance.
Yeah.
Sibilance.
Hey.
Sibilance.
What the? Stop saying random words.
Oh my gosh.
What's up, boys?
Not too much.
Ugh.
Not too much. How you doing?
You know what I'm doing.
No, I just said, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm excited for tomorrow. Big
Yeah.
things are happening.
Yes.
It's gonna be awesome.
You mean
So-
today? You mean you're excited for this tonight?
When this video drops, you're excited
Yeah, of course. No, I actually have a lot going on Friday, so
First the audio,
um,
then not knowing what day it is.
no, I was talking about Friday. Don't get my words mixed up.
a lot of plans for
Dinner,
Friday.
dinner
I got a lot of
plans.
plans on Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I
You're
know
right.
what's up. Don't worry.
Yeah, dude, first week one, first game of the week. How do you feel?
Yeah. It's about to go downhill from here, for sure.
It's about to
Oh,
downhill.
no.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's a hard season. It's a hard season to figure out, honestly.
Yeah.
it really
I-
is.
Idea what to expect.
I don't either. I don't think anybody does, and
Yeah,
it's kind of exciting.
It's exciting, but like also scary. It's like how invested
Yeah.
how invested am I gonna have to be this year to
It's gonna be a completely different approach to fantasy football, which
Yeah,
just
well-
makes it exciting.
I feel good about myself. I've already rejected 2 trades. Both for
Nice.
Justin Tucker. So
Hey,
funny. Are you
I don't
for
know.
real? Was it
It's
Josh
really-
and Scott or was it just Scott?
there was some back and forth. Josh was definitely one.
I was one.
Oh my god.
He refused to give up anyone of value, aka Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I was
So I was a
trying.
little-
Wow, that would have been the trade veto of the century. The commissioner veto. Although I don't know if Danny has that power.
I mean, he has that power. Oh, sounds off again. It came unplugged.
God
Oh.
damn it, Robbie.
What's up?
God.
Oh, there it is.
Skype's audio is being super weird on my end. I don't know if you guys.
Dude,
hear
maybe you
me.
got to do the new update.
I guess it's been on for like an hour and a half. So
That's fair.
Right when
Yeah.
you go to close out, be like, hey, as you're closing out, you got to download this.
yeah, right. Every time.
Update me.
4-hour update. I'm used to those too. So
That too.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's okay. Tucker's got a new home. It's fine.
I swear to God, he's back home where he belongs. I know there's no actual proof. I
There's
just
no
have that inkling that he was on my team first. Good old 2012.
It's all right. He was happiest on my squad. That's all I know.
That's fine. Like I said, I will pick up another kicker just to put him on my bench.
the
In spite of
long-
Blackjack.
long game.
Yeah.
Jets, you guys are. Tell me, who do you think is going to be your number one player this week?
Ooh, that's good. Let me
Dude, it's probably going to be Keenan Allen and James Conner.
Probably. We had this talk too.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was so
Probably
weird.
go-
It's so weird to see both those guys on the bench
Yeah.
right now. I just can't fit Connor in, but I feel like I might tinker a little bit. I
Yeah,
might fall into the tinker.
got some time to tinker. Just a little
My
bit of
lineup
time.
is the exact opposite of what it will be. There are plenty of time for waiver moves, so
Are you sure you don't want to just take the Lyjack approach? Just
and not
bench
put in
her.
a lineup. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have
All
me like doing the math to like see what you're
Trying to figure
projected.
right.
I'm a little
I just
disappointed that our projections are not matched fully right now.
I
Yeah,
know, it
yeah.
was so
That was
crazy.
perfect.
I was telling Josh earlier, I was like, it was the same for at least a day, a full
Yeah.
24 hours, if
Yeah.
not longer. And then I was like, wait, how is he trending right now? Like you went up a full percentage point. I was like, no, no. I was
Justin
like,
Tucker. He's gonna get.
give me
It
some
is.
boost points.
It is. Now I'll wrap back around though. I mean, I actually I'm feeling Josh Jacobs this week.
Yeah,
I
I can
think
see it.
I mean it sucks to see such a good talent and good old Luke gone from Carolina, but defense not that great. I mean new head coach, you never know, but
Hmm.
I think John Gruden's a little pissed off that Jacobs didn't get a little more attention last year. Not just from him, but media, all that kind of stuff. I think he's gonna have a really good first week.
So he's going all in on Josh Jacobs. I could see it. A
Yeah.
nice showdown CMC v Jacobs. That would be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, 800 rushing yards. I'm down.
That'd be awesome. That's great. I think this is going to be a really close match. I'm going to give my take here. I think Electric Clyde is going to come out on top.
I think the audio went out.
Electric Clyde.
Are you saying Tucker's new home?
Electric
That's what I heard.
Clyde.
Okay.
And
It's gonna be
this is going to be
It's going to be
because
close. It's going to come
Matt
down
Prater.
to if
it's going to come down to Matt
it's
Prater.
going to come down to Clyde Edwards-Helaire if he shows up and has a Kareem Hunt kind of night.
Hey, you got the Monday night guy going, so I think I'll win.
Ooh.
Who do I have? Evan Ingram?
I'll be calling out the Monday Night Curse on camera.
I think it would help me not to go 5-0 like I did last year. I got a little too high on myself and my team.
You should try 0-3.
Yeah, I had Yon Supply.
0-3. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
That was a
Or you could go like, wait, what was it? 0-11? Louis? Was that
What?
the crazy that year where
I
you
don't
went?
know that I went 0-11.
Yeah, it was probably 0-13 or something. Did we even get to that point?
I'm
Hey,
pretty sure.
I didn't lose the year. Who lost it
I
that
lost.
year?
I lost.
He
that
lost
year.
That's
the year.
right. That's right.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
going to speak about me. I'm pretty sure I put Trubisky
I
in.
show up when it
That's
matters,
me.
man. And it matters this week
Yeah.
This week.
because we are
Matters.
playing for that.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the ultimate loser. You lost to the guy that only lost.
Yeah. Again, we need to talk about that.
It was such
gonna be
a
fun.
I
sad
feel
year
like
for
it's
me.
just every time I lose like that, it's just punishment for winning with Peyton Hillis. I know there's no respect about it, but fantasy gods are there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
She giveth and she taketh.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, Louis, you didn't actually say who you thought would blow up on your team.
Oh, I was thinking along the lines of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but I'm also, even though the matchup kind of sucks, really high on OBJ. I think he's got something to prove because people were saying that he likes shit on his chest. And watch the news, man. There's like a rumor going around that he likes poop on his chest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw a link and I ignored it because I'm human.
Yeah, so I was like, that's so funny. And then I think Austin Eckler is just going to have a great freaking game. I was watching him in Hard Knocks, and he is that dude. I don't think there's going to be any issue with,
against Cincinnati, I think he might
like,
go off. Too.
yeah, I think if he's out there for 60, 70%, we're good.
Yeah, I
I
think
also
that's
think
a lot higher scoring than people think as well. So
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. It's
So
going to be a
it'll be
good
an
match.
interesting game. I don't know. It's so
I also
hard.
like,
Can I call the first tie? Can I just call a tie?
No.
Yeah, add our projected points.
I
That
mean,
you're tied at.
Just call it tie and only lose a half a point.
There you go.
Louis, for the pick'ems, you can choose tie and just get really bold with it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, but what would that be? -2 for getting 2 wrong?
No, it just
Yeah.
gives you the edge on a tie again later on.
I suppose so. Maybe. I think
It's
I think,
tough. You want to know what though? I am feeling the magic for myself this year.
magic. He's got the magic.
Exactly.
Are you kidding? Do you want me off this trip?
So I'm just gonna pick myself.
That's
I'm
fair.
so sorry, Robbie, but I got to show some confidence and leadership in my team. If I don't believe my team can't win, then
They're listening. They're listening right now to this interview.
Yeah, clearly not,
like-
since it's like Saturday or something, right? I forgot the day.
It's just remember Friday's the best day for you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I
You
got
got a lot going on.
I like
I
that
know,
shirt,
no,
Robbie. It's a cool
Oh,
shirt.
thanks. Yeah,
Sure.
it was my 4th of July shirt from years ago.
Are those fireworks or palm
There are palm trees,
trees?
a little bit of red and blue on them. So
Well
it's
palm
my
done.
trees.
it's my go-to relaxed shirt for sure.
Well done.
Yeah.
Erica.
Well, I'm gonna pick
All right.
myself. So
Yeah, guys. I appreciate you, Robbie.
yeah, thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
Robbie.
As always.
Of course.
Have
Yeah,
fun.
best of
Good
luck,
luck.
guys.
Nonsense. Yeah,
Best
for
of
sure.
luck.
I'm sure we'll be texting back and forth the whole time. So
Probably.
The
We'll have fun
first
tonight
first
with the
fantasy
football here.
football Sunday is the most
Yeah.
emotional Sunday.
Except for the
inviting-
last one.
A bunch of people.
It
over
really
to-
sets your tone for the year, how you feel about your team. So,
And that's what I'm saying. Like no waiver wire, no drops for me. I gotta calm the caboose this year a little bit. I think
calm
I can't
the
hit that.
caboose,
Calm
okay.
the caboose.
I can't
Yeah,
I can't do
even
that.
if you're
pickup.
even if your whole team has COVID, no waiver
No.
wire. Just all to the bench with you for 2
All
weeks.
right.
Just get
We
over
might
that.
need to rethink our power rankings.
Oh man, I probably shouldn't have said my strategy out loud. I'm sorry.
Good bold strategy, Con. All right.
We'll see if it pays off, right?
All right, boss.
For
Good
sure.
talking
Yeah,
to you.
you boys have a good night. We'll talk soon as always.
All right.
Good luck, everyone.
Sounds
Yeah.
good, man. Take
Sounds
care.
good. Have a good night.
Sleep tight.
Sleep tight.
Sleep
Oink,
tight.
oink. I do have one fun fact here. Okay, he's got Kenyon Drake on, right? Right. Beware of Kenyon Drake.
He does have
Uh,
Kenyon Drake.
He's got Kenyon Drake, and the last two
He's got
times
Kenyon Drake. Oh boy.
Kenyon Drake went up against San Francisco twice as a Cardinal. His first game, he had 162 yards total and a touchdown. He put up another 80 yards the second time. So this dude can get around the San Francisco defense. Just be weary.
I don't know,
Of this
man. Joey
Kenyon
Bosa
Drake.
right there, man. No, he's on the Chargers.
Well, guys, that I think just about wraps it up for the first episode of the first week of the first pandemic football. This is exciting times, man. This is good.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll finally have an understanding of what all these off-season trades were all about, all these moves. I feel like
Expectations low, man. Everything is just low.
expectations low. I feel like a kid on the eve of Christmas, like just super excited to see whatever the hell I unwrap. I don't even care. Just show me what the hell happens. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. It's gonna
Football.
be fun.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all again next week. Like and subscribe. Gentlemen,
Cheers.
peace.
Go
Have a good
sports.
night. And always, go sports.